Nowadays, it's hard to get the simple facts about anything without having to deal with some form of manipulation. Twist the truth here, change some figures there, and voila, you got enough to influence people to go in your direction. We expect basic truths when it comes to science and medicine, but we're even having some difficulties there. What's really going on that even the spread of misinformation has extended itself into the sector of science and medicine? Well, welcome to our channel, Metaphysical Awakening. I'm Aya, and I'm a metaphysical practitioner. And what I mean by that is that I use my metaphysical abilities when giving consults and so on. And if you have any questions about what metaphysical innate abilities we all share, feel free to visit our website, which is metaphysicalawakening.com, or check out one of the first videos I've made in regards to that. I'll make sure to leave a link of that in the description below. I work alongside my mom, Hitomi, on the website and in our consults. You can read a little bit about us on our website, and from there you can contact us directly from the consultation page if you're interested in having a consultation with us. Or you can email us directly at metaphysicalawakening@gmail.com. We thank you so much for taking the time to stop by our channel and our website, and we hope you leave feeling somewhat invigorated about life with new information you may or may not have pondered on before. It's always good to bring in new thoughts or different perspectives on things in life to refresh ourselves. At times we become so stagnant in life that we need new materials to think about to enrich our way of life. Well, we love what we do, so we thank you. So, what is it that's happening in society in which manipulating the truth has become commonplace? Have our morals been taken by the wayside? Have we gotten so used to it that it no longer shocks us? Have we become so numb to it? What does it say about our society as a whole? These questions and more are what I would like to dive into. I took some time to sit and feel into the situation that we seem to be drowning in, and I've come to realize how deeply rooted this is. I'm not saying that we are part of the problem. In most cases, we seem to be an innocent bystander, either watching the situation as it unfolds in front of us, or we look the other way. It's a plague that seems to be spreading far and wide, even past church doors. So what can we do about it to get out of this mess? Because it doesn't seem like it's going to be cleaned up anytime soon. Well, truth. The simple truth is hard to come by these days. When they promote a product to be sold to the public, why would there be a need to twist the information? Well, to sell the product, right? In order to make money. Truth doesn't matter as long as they make their money. But why take the time to mislead us into buying it? Is the product unhealthy for us? Is it wasteful? Is it harmful? Is it a waste of your time? Is it useless? What is it about the product that makes the vendor have to lie about it? It takes money to make it, to promote it and sell it. Now, what if it was mandated by some government agency to be honest about the product? I mean, like full transparency. What would happen? Well, of course, there would probably be a lot of items and food products off our shelves and out of our stores. A lot of companies would probably close down, and we would be creating a lot less waste and wouldn't be stripping the earth excessively of its resources. The world would be different just by making that one change, because the actual truth about it is that it's harmful. It's damaging our bodies and our environment. They're needless, and a whole long list of reasons why they shouldn't even be sold. The truth is, money, or perhaps we can say greed, seems to be the underlying reason for the manipulation of information. I feel that corruption comes in many forms, but it takes place in the heart and in the mental conscience. In the heart, one may feel moved to take and take and take and take to satisfy their own greed. But in the mental conscience, they plan or strategize how they're going to go about cheating people, because that's what they're essentially doing. But how does that make us feel as a consumer? Does it not bother us? Well, of course it bothers all of us. I mean, it should, right? We don't like being cheated, and we don't want to be part of the problem when it comes to harming ourselves and others. We don't want to further ruin our beautiful planet Earth. So what can we do about it? Well, nothing, or so it seems. We're not in control of this system, and we don't know what's going on behind the curtains. So I find the best thing to do is to use our discernment. Discernment. Well, it's a very powerful tool we can use nowadays. It's not easy to see through the foggy lens, to see what's going on behind the scenes. There's no transparency, which transparency used to be, the word 5, 6, 7 years ago, but have they held up their end? So I believe that we can all agree that greed can hinder someone from being honest or being truthful. How about science and medicine? What's going on there? Science and medicine are grounded on facts, logic, and data. Experiments undergo trial and error until they get it right. Those who go into the field of science are typically technical in the sense that they follow procedures. They have protocols or methods for that reason, for a reason, to make sure that the outcome they receive is true and not based on a fluke, because that would be terrible, right? If a scientist discovered a medicine that could cure the population of some severe illness and the calculations were all wrong, but by some weird fluke, it worked out. That's scary, right? So we hope they are testing it over and over again to make sure the outcome is the same so that there's no negative repercussions. It's important to be aware, it's important to be sure, and also that the risks are minimal. These procedures are what makes us feel secure with what they're doing. They're doing it in the name of science and for the safety and advancement of humankind. Science and medicine work hand in hand. We hope those in medicine will follow the correct procedures to secure the health of individuals like you and I. Transparency is a must. So what's happening now? Has greed corrupted their hearts too? Is it about the money, or is it about notoriety in their field? Of course, this isn't all scientists and doctors. I'm actually following some brilliant, hardworking doctors and scientists who stay true to their code of ethics and base their pursuit of discoveries on hardcore facts. They don't like what they're seeing growing in their field and feel disgusted by it. Of course, imagine if the work that you do, what you specialize in almost every day of your life, is grounded on facts, logic, and data. Truth is essential for a successful outcome in their work. Fortunately, truth seems to be prevailing in other areas such as math. Thank goodness. We don't want to be forced to believe that 4 + 4 = 10. Now that would basically drive us into hysteria. But is truth dwindling in every part of our society? If so, what is it saying about our society where telling lies or manipulating the information seems commonplace? I feel like our society is losing our values. We are falling deeper and deeper into a hole that's getting harder and harder to climb out of. Why do I feel this way? Because we are basing these lies on our reality, and many times we are doing it unconsciously. Think about it. How many times are we being lied to by the media, adverts, politicians, and whatever social media platform you may be using, and so on? Do we have time to fact check every information we receive? Of course not. And it seems absurd to do so, but we live in this day and age where we're flooded with misinformation. And they do a great job of sucking us in. I remember going back to the States during Christmas time, and while I was there, I would, watch the television adverts, and the adverts that they're playing have changed a lot. I noticed something very different from what they used to be before I moved. I remember watching the adverts and I would get really emotional because they were so intense. They're nothing like how they used to be. Since I had been disconnected from watching television in the US for a while, when I returned I was quite surprised. It was actually a little disturbing. They definitely amped up on how they market their products on an emotional level. You get sucked in and pulled away from your own reasoning, thinking, hold up, why do I even need that? So it's important to take back our ability of critical thinking to discern the truth. Critical thinking, I feel, is essential to our evolutionary growth in our personal life and for the human race as a whole. Without it, we won't get far. It can stunt our growth and make our lives more difficult than necessary. In fact, we will easily get trampled by those who are unfortunately more powerful than you and I in society. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware of what we are consuming out there. Now, basing these lies that we hear so often on our reality is dangerous not only for our generation, but for future generations too. It's true that we are ignorant of things because there are many areas of education that we're not familiar with, but when we focus our endeavors on a specific field, we hope to learn about it with well-known facts and information that could be used to base our theories or hypotheses on, whether that's in the field of science and or medicine or in history, archaeology, art, etc. You name it. We need information that's based on what happened or what the premise is about. Facts are important because it allows us to create a foundation for something. Lies or false allegations can only hurt us and not allow us to achieve anything great in society. We just can't base our conclusion on lies. We simply won't move forward as a society on a good path. Each of us should be educated with simple truths, and from there we can grow with strength. It's difficult to do so with a weak foundation. It would be very, very shaky. And a lot of different areas depend on other areas in order to build or conclude their work. What if scientists from a pharmaceutical company were giving misleading information about a breakthrough case study on a new medication to doctors who specialize in cardiovascular health? Lives could be lost, or negative side effects could most likely happen. People would distrust the medical establishment if this continues to happen. So it's important that each area of our society do their best in maintaining their integrity by being truthful. By doing this, they are better able to rely on each other for assistance, knowing they're getting good information, that they're getting facts. This way we can constantly move forward with strong momentum. Well, the truth sets us free. Is this true? In a sense, it is, I believe. Although nowadays it may seem, it may get you censored or imprisoned in some parts of the world. That's sadly our reality. But what I strongly feel is that transparency is ideal when it comes to healing oneself. We trap ourselves in lies. What does that do for us? Well, It can actually cause health problems. It eats away at us from the inside. But once we let ourselves free by facing the truth, only then we realize we have freed ourselves from the chains we put on ourselves. So we need to be honest with ourselves and with others. It's better for us, not only spiritually, but physically too. Our heart is a magnificent tool. With it, we have the ability to feel into people, the environment, and situations, and so on. It's still amazing to me what I can pick up. And as long as we consistently work with it, it not only becomes sharper, it expands more in its ability to do more. Why do I bring this up? Well, I find myself to be quite truthful and upfront about things, even in an awkward situation. Of course, I do my best to be careful about it, and also there's the right time and place. In some situations where, in some situations I just don't say anything at all. Or in some situations the truth can be hurtful or cause more problems than there already is. Or already are. But there are also moments where you tell a lie, for example, telling your boss you're late because of traffic, but really you stop by a cafe to get a cup of much needed coffee. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is that because of who I am, the frequencies I am made up of, my traits, when I'm being lied to or I'm listening to someone who has a tendency of lying, I feel it. I sense it. It's like a disturbance in the field. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who has felt that. I get the feeling of a snake slithering through me. And I know that sounds weird, but my journey of using my abilities, I've become more sensitive to a lot of things. And no offense to snakes. Now, do I get that feeling from every lie? No. Because sometimes a lie is necessary to avoid what could turn into a bigger problem. So the intention behind it is not to hurt anyone or cheat anyone. It's just to avoid a disaster. Or it could just be an innocent lie like, I'm late because I'm stuck in traffic. The times when I get that feeling is when the lies are coming from a person who is untrustworthy. It's like a warning sign, I believe. It's like telling me to be aware. There's an automatic hesitancy in me about the person and the information they are spreading. The intention and feeling behind the words is what the heart picks up. It's what my heart picks up. For me, truth carries this frequency that rings or vibrates at a very high pitch. That's forceful and has strength behind it. It's clear, it's refreshing, and it's strong. And when it comes to specific traits or characteristics of a person's personality or just the feeling, the emotion or intention, it leaves behind a trail of information for me. I can pick up the information behind it and also how it's represented, such as a ringing sound at a specific pitch, its auric expression related to it, or any visual signature related to it. Everything's energy. So it's all metaphysical, or you can say beyond the physical. So next time you listen to a politician or whoever speaking at a podium or in an interview, try using your heart energy. Visualize your energy from your chest flowing out to their chest and see what you pick up. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself to be open to what you pick up. Trust yourself. See what you get. Well, I enjoy putting this information together as I was taking the time to fill into truth in our current day society metaphysically. I feel like I'm always learning something new as I do this, and there's this feeling of growth each time I look into a new topic, and I'm always excited to share it with you. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We thank you so much for your support in helping our channel grow. Well, as always, be happy and be good and be kind to yourself. Take some time to yourself. Enjoy a cup of hot chocolate or tea, whichever you prefer, And think about moments in your life when someone opened up to you from their heart. How did it make you feel experiencing that intimate moment with them? Well, until next time, bye everyone, take care.